Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I'm Khairul Ikhwan Najmi bin Zairiazhar, metric number 073172. In this video, I will discuss the propaganda during the Cold War era. Cold War was a period of geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union, lasting for over 4 decades from 1947 to 1991. It was as much a battle of ideas as it was a military standoff. Thus, the Cold War was often called a war of ideas or a psychological warfare. Propaganda, the systematic spread of information to influence thoughts and actions, particularly public opinion, became a crucial weapon utilized by both sides in this ideological conflict. Both superpowers employed various types of propaganda to sway public opinion. Visual media such as posters, films, and cartoons convey powerful messages through striking imagery. Audio propaganda, including radio broadcasts and speeches, reach across borders to influence foreign populations. Print media, from newspapers to leaflets, disseminated controlled narratives and sought to undermine enemy morale. Key themes in the Cold War propaganda revolve around the ideological divide between capitalism and communism. Each side portrayed the other system as fundamentally flawed, with the US emphasizing individual freedom and the USSR focusing on collective achievement. Capitalism was seen as exploitative by the Soviets, meanwhile communism was viewed as oppressive by the US. The nuclear threat and arms race featured prominently, with both nations depicting the other as an aggressor while promoting their own defensive measures, with the concept of mutually assured destruction being emphasized. The space race became a battleground for demonstrating technological superiority, with achievements like Sputnik and the moon landing serving as major propaganda victories. Notable examples of Cold War propaganda include the American Duck and Cover civil defense film, which taught children how to respond to a nuclear attack, and Soviet anti-American posters depicting Uncle Sam as a warmongering capitalist. Both sides also used international events like the Olympic Games to showcase their national prowess and the supposed superiority of their socio-political systems. The impact of this propaganda was profound and far-reaching. It shaped public perceptions of the enemy, reinforced patriotic sentiments, and contributed to a climate of fear and mistrust between nations. This atmosphere fueled the arms race and hindered diplomatic efforts, ultimately defining the Cold War era. In conclusion, the utilization of propaganda by the US and the Soviet Union during the Cold War era was a crucial weapon in their ideological struggle. Both superpowers employed propaganda to shape public perception, garner support for their respective political and economic systems, and demonize the opposing side. This strategic use of information and misinformation influenced global opinions, bolstered domestic morale, and justified foreign policies. By controlling narratives, the US and the Soviet Union aimed to expand their influence,